In a world obsessed with labels and quick success, Robert Pattinson's story stands as a testament to the power of reinvention, resilience, and staying true to oneself. From teenage heartthrob to critically acclaimed actor, his journey defies stereotypes, challenges expectations, and inspires anyone daring enough to carve their own path. Born on May 13, 1986, in London, Robert Douglas Thomas Pattinson grew up in a creative household. His mother worked in modeling and his father imported vintage cars, fostering an environment where curiosity and artistry thrived. Young Robert was drawn to music and performance, learning guitar and piano while writing songs. By 15, he joined a local theater group, Barnes Theatre Company, where he discovered acting, a craft that would soon define his life. His early career was marked by serendipity. At 17, he landed a small role in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, 2005, as Cedric Diggory, the noble Hogwarts student whose tragic fate resonated with audiences. Though brief, the role showcased his natural charisma and hinted at his potential. Yet, fame was far from his mind. He later admitted he took the job to pay for guitar lessons. In 2008, Pattinson's life changed irrevocably when he was cast as Edward Cullen in Twilight, the film adaptation of Stephenie Meyer's best-selling vampire romance. Overnight, he became a global icon, idolized by millions as the brooding, immortal lover. The franchise's success catapulted him into stratospheric fame, but it came at a cost. He grappled with the intensity of celebrity culture, later calling the experience overwhelming and dehumanizing. While grateful for opportunities, he openly critiqued the superficiality of Hollywood, refusing to romanticize fame. "It's like being followed by a stalker every day," he quipped. Yet even as the world reduced him to a teen idol, he quietly plotted his escape from the shadow of Edward Cullen. Post-Twilight, Pattinson embarked on a daring mission, to prove himself as a serious actor. Instead of chasing blockbusters, he gravitated toward indie films, collaborating with visionary directors and embracing complex, often unglamorous roles. In David Cronenberg's Cosmopolis, 2012, he played a detached billionaire unraveling in a limousine, delivering a performance brimming with existential dread. In The Rover, 2014, he transformed into a feral, broken man in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, his raw physicality earning critical praise. These choices weren't safe, but they were intentional. "I wanted to scare myself," he said. "If you're not terrified, you're not pushing far enough." His fearless approach paid off. In Good Time, 2017, directed by the Safdie brothers, Pattinson portrayed Connie Nikas, a desperate criminal racing against time. The role demanded vulnerability, grit, and emotional intensity, qualities he delivered with electrifying precision. The film premiered at Cannes to standing ovations, cementing his status as a daring talent unafraid to take risks. Pattinson's career reached new heights with The Lighthouse, 2019, a psychological horror film directed by Robert Eggers. Starring alongside Willem Dafoe, he played a tormented lighthouse keeper descending into madness. Shot in stark black and white and steeped in claustrophobic tension, the film required him to master a 19th-century New England accent, perform grueling physical labor, and embrace grotesque absurdity. Critics hailed his performance as mesmerizing, earning him accolades and proving his versatility. The role symbolized Pattinson's ethos: embrace discomfort, trust the process, and surrender to the art. "The best things come from total panic," he joked, but his commitment was no laughing matter. He immersed himself in the character's psyche, later admitting he didn't shower for weeks to stay in the role. In 2022, Pattinson donned the cape and cowl in Matt Reeves' The Batman, a gritty reboot of the iconic superhero. Casting him sparked skepticism. Could the Twilight vampire embody Gotham's brooding vigilante? Pattinson silenced doubters with a performance that redefined Bruce Wayne. His Batman was haunted, vulnerable, and morally ambiguous, a far cry from traditional portrayals. He trained relentlessly, studied comics obsessively, and even learned to perform his own stunts. The film grossed over $770 million, with critics praising his magnetic intensity. The role was more than a career milestone, it was a full-circle moment. Pattinson had transcended typecasting, proving that reinvention is possible with persistence and self-belief. What makes Pattinson's journey inspiring isn't just his professional evolution, it's his unapologetic authenticity. Despite his fame, he remains refreshingly grounded, often poking fun at himself in interviews. He's been dubbed the world's most reluctant heartthrob for his self-deprecating humor and aversion to Hollywood glamour. "I look like someone dipped me in wax," he he once said of his red carpet appearances. Off-screen, he's an introvert who values privacy, describing himself as a bit of a hermit. He's spoken openly about his struggles with anxiety and the pressures of fame, offering a relatable voice in an image-obsessed industry. His quirks, like living out of suitcases for years or teaching himself to cook during lockdown, paint a portrait of a man who finds joy in simplicity. Pattinson's humility extends to his philanthropy. He supports NGOs like Go Campaign, which aids vulnerable children, and has used his platform to advocate for refugee rights and environmental causes. Robert Pattinson's story isn't just about fame, it's about the courage to evolve. He transformed from a boy thrust into the spotlight to a man who commands it on his own terms. His journey whispers a powerful truth. Labels are limitations, but authenticity is freedom. In a culture that often confuses visibility with value, Pattinson's life urges us to ask, what defines us? Is it others' expectations, or our willingness to embrace our quirks, flaws, and boundless potential? His answer, etched in every unconventional role and self-aware laugh, is clear. We are not one chapter but the entire book. So, to anyone feeling boxed in by society's expectations, remember Robert Pattinson. Dare to rewrite your narrative. After all, the most inspiring stories are the ones we have the courage to author ourselves.